There's a kind of heartbreak no one warns you about. It's not the kind that comes with tears or breakups. It's the kind that comes with growth. When you start to realize you're no longer the same person who once fit perfectly into someone else's world. You still love them, you still laugh when they talk, but deep down, you know something's changed. Your conversations don't hit the same. The things that once made you feel alive now feel small. You're not trying to be better than anyone, you're just becoming different. And that difference? It's terrifying, because it means walking forward, sometimes alone. I remember a time when my whole world revolved around a small group of people. We used to sit outside late at night, talk about dreams, gossip, laugh till our stomachs hurt. Back then, that was everything. But then, life started to stretch me. Books I'd never read before started calling me. Dreams I once dismissed started to whisper again. And slowly I began changing, one small realization at a time. It wasn't dramatic. There was no fight, no goodbye, just a quiet distance forming between who I was and who I was becoming. And the hardest part, they didn't understand. When you start growing, you think everyone will be happy for you, but what you'll find is, not everyone is ready to meet the new you. Growth threatens comfort. It reminds people of what they're not doing, and suddenly you become different. Too serious, too focused, too ambitious, too deep. But let me tell you something, you are not wrong for wanting more. You are not selfish for outgrowing what once made you feel safe, because growth and guilt often come together. The guilt of leaving behind people you love, and the guilt of realizing they might not want to come with you. Sometimes you'll shrink yourself just to fit in again. You'll pretend to care about things you've already outgrown. You'll laugh at jokes that no longer feel funny, just to keep the peace. But every time you do that, you step a little further away from your own truth. There's this silent war that happens when you start evolving. The old you versus the new you. The version of you that wants to stay connected. And the version that knows connection shouldn't cost your peace. You'll start noticing small things. You don't text as much. You leave messages on read. You stop explaining yourself. And one day you'll realize you haven't lost them. You've just found yourself. And that's the most painful kind of freedom. Why does it hurt so deeply to outgrow people we love? Because love gives us roots. Growth gives us wings. And sometimes, those two can't exist in the same space. You were never meant to stay in one chapter forever. People come into your life to teach you things, how to love, how to trust, how to see yourself. But not everyone is meant to walk the whole story with you. Some people are chapters. And that doesn't make their presence meaningless. It makes it sacred, because they shape the part of you that could now leave. The truth is you can love someone deeply and still know it's time to go. That's not betrayal, that's alignment. Growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's you saying less. Sometimes it's you walking away mid-conversation because you've outgrown the energy in the room. Sometimes it's you realizing peace feels better than connection. And when that moment comes, don't run from it. Don't try to fix it. Don't chase what's already fading. Let it fade. Because the people who truly belong in your next chapter will meet you there. There's a version of you that your old circle will never recognize. They'll say you've changed, and they'll be right. But that's the point. You worked too hard to stay stuck in places where your soul no longer breathes. You prayed for growth, this is what it looks like. It's not always abundance and excitement. Sometimes it's loneliness, silence, and the slow realization that not everyone who started with you will finish with you. And yet, there's beauty in that, because when you stop clinging to the old, you make space for the new energy, new peace, new people who understand the language of your growth without you having to translate it. So here's the truth, you don't have to hate anyone to move on. You don't need closure to let go. You don't even need them to understand why you changed. All you need is courage. The courage to keep walking even when it's lonely. The courage to love people from afar without guilt. And the courage to honor your becoming. You see, growth isn't about becoming someone else. It's about finally remembering who you've always been, underneath the noise, the expectations, the old patterns. And once you meet that version of yourself, you'll never trade her peace for anyone else's comfort again. So if you're watching this and you feel the distance forming, if you feel misunderstood by the people you love, if you feel like you're slowly outgrowing your world, I want you to know this. You're not crazy. You're not cold. You're not heartless. You're evolving. And evolution always asks for something in return. It asks for space. It asks for silence. It asks for endings. But endings are just the universe's way of clearing space for your next chapter. So don't mourn who walked away, bless them. They were part of your becoming. And now it's time to meet the people who will love you for who you are becoming next. Because one day you'll look back and realize you didn't lose anyone, you simply found yourself. And that was worth everything. if this spoke to you. Keep growing, even when it's lonely, even when it hurts, because that's how you meet the life and the people meant for your highest self.